Yo, what up? It's your boy EM. You want any exclusives as far as rap music, new videos, new interviews? I'll let your boy at EDDY_MIRRORS@AOL.com. Once again, that's Eddie.Mirrors@AOL.com. You dig? I apologize about earlier, you feel me? Had to relocate a lot. A lot of them spots got shut down, you know, due to, violation of loitering, being on the premises without permission, and like just little bullshit like that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get too much in detail on the spots where I was recording my shit at, but it pretty much got shut down. You heard? So this interview is based on the shit I was explaining to y'all earlier, because I was at a little facility where I couldn't really talk as much as far as being loud with it, you know what I'm saying, because there was a lot of people around during business hours, so I wanted to keep a lot of shit confidential. I'm just gonna give y'all a quick rundown, you know what I'm saying, for my people that's not comprehending well and not understanding what the fuck I'm saying well. But no disrespect, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to my fans. I appreciate the support and love as far as all the emails y'all been hitting the nigga with, as far as sending me beats, sending me, support and peace and all of that noise, you know what I'm saying. This interview right here is only for real people that understand the type of music I be coming out with, and understanding that I don't got no motherfucking reason to lie whatsoever. So I appreciate y'all really understanding me as far as me putting out a movement that's real political, and a lot of people within my movement got hearts, you know what I'm saying, and I appreciate y'all understanding that and seeing that. As far as me and D, we was going through our little trials and tribulations. He was going through a lot of bullshit in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, New York, after the robbery occurred with him getting robbed in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. He had to relocate. So basically, he was doing good for a short period of time in Bay Ridge until, some scumbag motherfucker robbed him. So after my nigga got robbed out there in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, he called me, like I think it was a week or two after that little situation took place. He had called me and wanted to meet up with me. So we met up with each other on 149th Street in Grand Concourse. But we met up at the subway station over there, and he was giving me a quick rundown how everything took place, and how he had to take that nigga Rich to the hospital because the nigga hit him with a sharp object that fucked up his eye, you know what I'm saying? So the nigga had blood everywhere, so he had to go basically help his mans get to the hospital. And that was that. After I talked to D, we basically went our own ways, and pretty much he said he was going to, call me later or whatever. Within that next day or two, my stepfather disconnected his phone. When we were staying over there on 183rd and Davidson, right over there in the Bronx, he disconnected the phone for whatever reason he had going on. So I didn't hear from D for quite some time due to me not having a number on him, and my stepfather didn't have call ID on this little piece of shit telephone. So D always had that number, but I didn't have a number on him ever since he moved from getting robbed in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. So during that time, I was pretty much in the streets, running with drop bundles more. We was out there gambling, shooting dice, playing pool, and just pretty much hustling in the hood, you heard? January 1999, I pretty much moved back out here from New York. I came out here in Cali. I had to get out of New York because my money was starting to look funny, and pretty much a lot of shit was going on during that time. So I pretty much packed my shit and caught a flight. You heard? That nigga D had 3 numbers of mine during that time. He had one of my cousin's numbers. He had my cousin's direct line, I advise you. He had a number to my pager. And he had my stepfather's number, which was living in the Bronx at the time. So a lot of people was involved during that time, but I choose not to talk about it due to a lot of people was acting funny at the time. And it was just a lot of people, man. It was, a lot of drug dealers, gang members, people in the studio we had affiliations with, a lot of police informants, just a lot of motherfuckers around. So a lot of that bullshit I kept confidential. It's either inside my laptop or the names, It was a lot of faces, but I can't remember names, much. But I can't remember faces, but a lot of them names, I kept it confidential and just put the motherfucking names in my laptop, you dig? So, I ain't talked to D pretty much like in 3.5 months since I came out here from New York back in January 1999. So he left a message on my cousin's voicemail, but I didn't get to it ASAP because I was working. So when he left me a message on my cousin's voicemail, my cousin told me about it, and I pretty much contacted D. So we met up at a bar nearby Culver City, California. So we pretty much was talking about what's been going on in each other's lives and all the shit that he went through in Brooklyn. And I was basically telling him all the shit I've been through in the Bronx and all of that. So he wanted to go to Marina Del Rey once I met him in Culver City at that bar, that particular bar. So when we met in Culver City, he wound up calling a cab, and we wound up going to an Indian restaurant down in Marina Del Rey, California. So pretty much D wanted to go where he wanted to go, you know what I'm saying? Which I had no problem with it. So while me and D is at this Indian restaurant, I was kind of like tripping the fuck out because I didn't know if he was on the run or if he was trying to make money illegally. I didn't know what the fuck this motherfucker had going on, because D was the type of nigga, when he starts relocating a lot of, you just have no idea, what the nigga got going on. You hurt? So pretty much D was telling me he was trying to save some money to get his shit together. So after my ex-girlfriend gave me a ride to Culver City to meet up with D, and D calling the cab from the location where we was at in Culver City to go to this Indian restaurant, Marina Del Rey, California, we pretty much was talking a lot at this Indian restaurant, and he wound up calling 2 bitches to come meet up with us because they had access to a whip. One of the bitches was Malaysian, and the other bitches, one of the bitches was from Malaysia, the other bitch was Mexican, you dig? The bitch he was fucking with was from Malaysia. So she had She had a license and all that. So he used that bitch to take us to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, Marina Del Rey, California. So we wound up spending the night there. We wound up sleeping with the bitches after we kicked them out the next following day. So after we kicked them out, we pretty much was talking about business a lot and how we were planning on making some money illegally in the future. So D always talked about this particular guy. His name was Arturo Rodolfo Ochoa. I don't know if Rodolfo was his street name, but we knew him as Arturo Rodolfo Ochoa. He was always talking about how fast he moved with the drugs and all of that, and how he was real consistent, and how much of a team player he was. So, in order for me and D to meet this guy he was always bragging about, we had to relocate again. So, we didn't go too far from our location. We relocated to the lobby lounge that was inside the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, pretty much downstairs from the room from where we was at. So D pretty much introduced me to Arturo and brought us 2 drinks of Remy Martin straight. So this cat I'm talking about, Arturo, he was mixed with Mexican and Colombian, and had a lot of connects down the way. So D was the type of motherfucker he loved relocating, you know what I'm saying? That was just the nigga he was. I don't know if the nigga had it in his fucking blood, but that was just the type of style he was born with, I guess, you know what I'm saying? He didn't like being at one place or one location for too long. So, you know, he'll fuck with a lot of friends he knew on the low, lay low with them, lay low with family members of his, lay low with girlfriends of his, lay low with co-workers, you know, just everybody he pretty much knew. He liked to, you know, hide out in different spots. So after we got to meeting Arturo and all that, we wound up going back upstairs because, you know, niggas was a little dizzy off that liquor. So we went upstairs to smoke some cigarettes, and Arturo pretty much left. You heard? So when we went upstairs, D called his mother. They was on the phone pretty much for like 10-15 minutes, arguing and having, you know, not pretty much arguing a lot, but just little shit. I can tell, you know, when Chaka Khan was being a little sarcastic over the phone, D was pretty much, you know, overwhelmed out the shit, and pretty much he was stating his points that he had to, you know, get off his chest to his mother. So they negotiated some money that he wanted transferred into his account. But before all of that, I advise you, the nigga D pretty much needed some money to relocate as much as he wanted to. So they negotiated a price, it was probably like $150. He wanted Chaka Khan to send through MoneyGram. But after, you know, they established that, D was pretty much, you know, overwhelmed because he knew he had to wait the next following day to touch the money. You know, MoneyGram at that time, I don't know if they still do this shit now. If you pretty much set up a money order, you know, trying to loan somebody money through MoneyGram, I think they don't take shit like after 7 o'clock. Like, they'll take the money, but you're still gonna have to wait longer if it's past 7 in the evening, you heard? So pretty much he felt overwhelmed, so he had his mother deposited the money and transferred the money into his account. I think they had like a Washington Mutual account back then. And for y'all motherfuckers that don't know nothing about Washington Mutual, that's what they call Chase Bank now. But back then it was Washington Mutual. You heard? So that was all that I want to get off my chest for now, as far as the little shit that was going on with Arturo Rodolfo Ochoa D, which is known as Chaka Khan's son, and Chaka Khan. I'm gonna get more to the story later, so I really need y'all to be patient, be more focused, and strategize everything I'm fucking saying, because the saga will continue non-stop. You heard? If you confused a little bit, y'all keep sending me those emails. EDDY.MIRRORS. And before I shut this shit down, I want to get to a couple of questions as far as the emails I've been receiving. One of the emails: is it true that you knew Chaka Khan? Yes, I knew Chaka Khan. I was staying with her 4 months before I went to jail back in 97. Before of 97 of February, so October of 1996 to February of 1997, I was staying with Chaka Khan. Second question: what hoods were me and D from? Okay, I ain't ready to put all that madness out there yet, you know what I'm saying, because I'm still trying to interact with my fans and get them to follow through with the movement I got going on. But as far as the gangs that me and D were from, I'm gonna put all of that shit, all of that little shit in one part of one of my interviews that I got coming at you guys in the future, because there's a lot of other gang members I want to mention in my interviews. But I just gotta, I gotta sort out shit a little different, you know what I'm saying, as far as the editing and all that shit. I gotta put everybody's positions in part that everybody had a role in the fucking script. You heard? Third question: where did I grow up at? Well, I already explained that like 4 times to everybody. I was born in Spanish Harlem, and I grew up in LA. When I mean LA, San Fernando Valley, part of LA. Last question: where can I find your music? If y'all want to listen to some raw music of mine, check out my Reverbnation. I'm going to get with y'all real soon, y'all. So y'all just have patience in your boy. I'm going to put up, my link so y'all can check out my music as well. It's not a lot of music on there, but, I got a lot of shit in the vault right now. I just want to, be patient and just check out other little websites that got shit to do with music before I could put up my links and all of that noise. You heard? Y'all keep sending me some emails, man. The movement's never gonna stop. You heard? EDDY.MIRRORS@AOL.com. Peace, yo.